Late than never, better late than never.
Better late than never, better late than never. Yo, better late than never, better late than never. Better late than never, better late than never. Yo, better late than never, better late than never.
Let's go, baby! What'd I tell you, boys? I knew we were gonna come out with a dub, baby. I don't care how good their defense is. I already knew it. But that was a good game, man. Let's just get right into it. Well. Chicago Bears, led by Caleb Williams, against the Houston Texans, baby. I mean, honestly, what did you expect? Got a rookie quarterback coming into one of the top defenses in the Houston Texans. Hey, it was honestly pretty close. It was a lot closer than I expected it. Again, I thought we were going to absolutely destroy these guys. They do have a really good defense, though, so, I can't really fault them too much. But I'll go right into the details here. Our offense didn't really do too much. I mean, honestly, 260, not too bad. I can't complain about that. I was expecting like 280, like I was saying. And Nico Collins absolutely balled once again. He's really shaping to be that wide receiver one. And I just don't think the other guys create enough separation. Or maybe just Nico is just like a monster. I don't know. Dude, like he's hard to break. No, that's not even Nico. Oh, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that nasty. Yeah, so our passing game wasn't too bad. It wasn't, amazing by any means, but I definitely expected a larger score, and that deals with their defense. I mean, they're able to get to CJ 3 times, it looks like. Yeah, they're able to get to CJ 3 times. And, I think it wasn't even, like, CJ's fault at all. Like, at all. I mean, like, entirely. I think it was just our running game. And our running game was just, like, it's a complete, like, 180 in terms of production. And I think that has to do with our center being out. I mean, not entirely, but the Juice Guards really had that energy, to keep that running game going. And it just wasn't. Joe Mixon, he had a fraction of what he attempts he had last week, and that had to deal with that injury as you saw there, with the hip drop tackle. It looks like, and that was like a textbook hip drop tackle. And I wasn't, me personally, I wasn't watching the game. Like, I usually watch the whole game through and through, but I was at Disney Springs for my boy's birthday, so I couldn't like watch it the whole time. I was just like watching on my phone here and there. So I just saw, I got an update that Joe Mixon was out with an ankle injury, and I was like, oh man, that sucks, because like most of my parlays had Joe Mixon out. I'm not gonna lie, like at least a touchdown. So I was like, no way he's out. There's no way. But when I saw it, I remember they showed a replay of the tackle. I'm like, what the fuck? They got the Karate Kid tackling him, bro. They're like, it looked like a jiu-jitsu move, honestly, bro. That was like not a football move, dude. Just swinging your feet around and just wrapping the ankle. Like, come on, man. I think he was supposed to get an MRI. Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to get an MRI on Monday to see what it is, but I mean, I hope it's nothing serious. Again, he like immediately went on social media talking about it. That was obviously a hip drop. Like, the refs need to be on that. The officials, they literally pressed it throughout the offseason about that. So it was weird that they didn't call it there. But that also leads into their rushing offense. I don't think their rushing offense, it was the same thing. Like, we just shut them down entirely. And we got to Caleb Williams a whopping 7 times, dude. We were pressuring. I think I saw a stat where we pressured damn near every single time that Caleb tried to throw a ball, dude. It was like 30-some pressures, QB pressures, dude. We had 7 sacks on him. That's insane. And that's just that edge tandem with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. Like, these guys are absolute monsters. Watching Danielle Hunter just leap onto Caleb Williams' back at the end of the game was just so funny. But this defense, man, it's just something crazy. Like, Aziz, he was a monster out there. And our corners, man, our whole secondary. Like Jalen Petrie alone, like, dude, he was laying down that fucking wood, baby. I was seeing highlights of him. I didn't get to see, like, again, like, not the full game, but I was seeing highlights where he was just like laying it down, like a short route, like a screen or something. He would just punish him. And then Kamari Lassiter getting his first interception, baby, of his career. Now, he had another one that was called back for Henry Toto holding. It didn't look like holding to me, but I mean, whatever. If it's holding, it's holding. Even if it's a little bit, I guess I can see it, but it was still like, come on, man. But Henry Territory, by the way, was looking really good out there. Lots of improvement from last year, and I expected that going into this year. Derek Stinger looked amazing, man. He was mainly on DJ Moore, but I mean they didn't like follow anyone. He stayed on his side, and Kamari Lassiter stayed on his other end. But Stingley getting that interception, baby. I mean, come on, having two 2 for the season. Not him himself, but having 2 interceptions for this game to have total of 3 for the Texans is just like huge for the morale, man. Yeah, in my review or my preview video, I expected Keenan Allen to go off, but I didn't realize he was ruled out for the game. So I mean, yeah, my bad. And I thought Roma Dunze would be out. I'm surprised he even played with that sprained MCL. So that's crazy. I mean, to muscle through that. I mean, kudos to him, man. And Joe Mixon coming back in the game. I saw him come back in the game after his ankle injury. I was like, there's no way he's coming back. But then I saw him warming up, and I was like, and then having Cam Akers, you know, he had decent production. Unfortunately, when we got to the end zone, like literally the 5-yard line, he had a fumble. So it's not really what you want to see from your second string running back there. Just because not Joe Mixon, just because Damian Pierce was out, you know. But he'll be back, and we'll get in the full swing of things. You know, Caleb Williams didn't really perform too well, but I mean, honestly, when you have a like D line that's just straight up attacking you every play, you can't really blame them too much. I really wanted to see Tank Dell more involved in this game. They tried, you know, he had 4 targets, he dropped most of them. Other than the jet sweep, I mean, he didn't really have much. And Stephon Diggs, you know, they involved him enough. He had a nice catch on that sideline with a toe drag swag, baby. But other than that, I mean, it's just Nico Collins just straight up just balling out on the receiving end. I'm sure Tank Dell can get it back together, though. I'm sure he's very talented. I think he can get back on the saddle. Another controversy was Aziz. You know, Aziz is an absolute dog, and he was laying down the wood game day, but we kind of snuck away with the penalty there. He could have honestly just been ejected straight up if they would have seen him. And just straight up nailing one of the Bears players on the sideline. It was just so funny to see. I was like, dude, that's just the Houston Texan mentality at this point. The whole team mentality. Like, we're going to run through you guys. We don't care. No apologies. Unapologetic. We're going to fuck shit up this season. I mean, they did keep it close. Honestly, thank God we have Ka'imi Fairbairn. Oh my God, dude. Having the long, like, 59-yarder, I was like, let's fucking go. He's a beast. But just having that many, like, someone reliable like Ka'imi to have just nail those 50-plus yard field goals is just absolutely game changing. Like, we would not win this game if we didn't have Ka'imi on this team. So all praise to him. And D'Amico said it in the press conference, like post game. He's like, "Yo, we would not have won this game without Ka'imi straight up." So thank God for him. Other than that, I wish there was more to talk about in terms of offense. But I mean, like I said, we couldn't really get much done. And if we ever did drive down the field, it never resulted in a touchdown or anything too crazy. You know, Nico Collins did dog 2 Bear defenders, but I mean, on it, that's it. And Cam Akers fumbling. So I wish there was more to talk about on that end. And I'm sure we will later on in the season when things start to click. And I think this is a very talented defense. So I assume that it's gonna get a lot easier in terms of our team going against whoever we face. But right now I'm glad we came out with the win. I wasn't really too scared throughout the whole game at all. Actually, I was just expecting more points from the Texans, but I was never expecting a loss at all. Like, we always had the lead, and I didn't expect them to win at all. So I was never worried, and having CJ, you know, just give us that confidence that, like, yo, we can definitely win this no matter what. And it was just a very defensive game on both ends. In terms of other news out there, like I said, Joe Mixon is getting his MRI done for the hip drop tackle. And the Texans actually signed Irv Smith from the Vikings. So we're going to play. So that's going to be fun. I wonder why they felt the need to add another tight end to the mix, but I mean, I'll take it. We also signed Scott Cussenberry to practice squad. That should be fun, just some more depth at center. I think Jarrett Patterson, you know, he did decent in terms of pass protection, but in terms of the running game, it just died off, honestly. I think we need Juice Scruggs there, so maybe Scott can mix things up and it can revive the run game, if anything. That's all I have. I kind of wanted to review, like, watch the whole game. I don't know how to do all of that, like, on terms of YouTube yet. So I'll get to that, at least trying to see how I can get that done, like watching the whole game with you guys, like a reaction, if anything. Just because I didn't even watch, like, the full game. I only watched, like, a little bit on my phone. I feel like this would be the time to do it, but I mean, honestly, I don't know how to do it or if it's even allowed, so I'm not gonna even try. So yeah, but that's all I got for you guys. God bless you guys. Go Texans. I hope you have a great one.
From here,